Alright, hello there. Thank you to my subscribers. So, this was on the Drudge Report today. NASA, unknown asteroid has near miss with Earth. Okay, in my opinion, I do not believe in those things at all. I don't believe in those rocks. I just don't. It doesn't make any sense to me. I think the space station would have a lot of trouble if all this stuff was really taking place, and it just doesn't add up. The craters, the impacts, none of the stuff adds up to the size they say, and regardless of all this. And what are the planets? I don't know, man. All I know are those things absolutely have an effect on what happens in the world, and it has an effect on what happens inside us. So I'm way more apt to believe that those things are way up there in the firmament. We just can't see them with our naked eye or something like that, as opposed to believing that these space rocks just come out of nowhere, hit the Earth, and wipe out the dinosaurs or wipe out this or wipe out that. I'm sorry, I just don't believe that. I think those things are remnants of an old weapon, just like in Russia a few years ago. I think that's just some old weapon that's been around for a long, long, long time. Because they talk about the war of the gods, well, that was a nuclear war, or something even more powerful or worse than that. Because how are you going to argue with Robert Oppenheimer, the father of the atomic bomb? How are you going to argue with that guy? You know, that dude said, the guy who created the atomic bomb said in his speech, has confused people for decades, when he said that those bombs that were set off were the first ones done, well, in modern times. Because he knows, and this is depicted in hieroglyphs and all this kind of stuff, this stuff happened before. So I'm not going to argue with the guy. And there's enough evidence that I've seen for myself that shows this stuff has happened before. So to me, those meteors or whatever that comes down, asteroid that comes down and destroys everything is an old weapon, which I'll show you from a video game where they talk about it whenever I can get my website where I can upload videos to it. I'm supposed to go over the guy's house again this Wednesday coming up, and we're going to hopefully make more progress on that. But that was in that video that I did a couple weeks ago where I talked about that and showed some of my favorite predictive programming of this asteroid coming whenever it does. But here's, at the end of the day, this is what I wanted to make the video for. Okay, so NASA unknown asteroid has near miss with Earth. So this huge, biggest thing ever comes out of nowhere. They didn't see it coming, just like with Russia, right? When that thing came down and scared the shit out of everybody. And they said, oh, it came from behind the sun, we couldn't see it. Sorry about that one. You know, what good are these guys, seriously? They're a bunch of assholes, and we're taking everything at face value. They're a bunch of assholes who are arrogant, that won't listen to anybody, that think they got all their theories, because that's all they have. That their theories are what everybody needs to base their life and their opinion, or excuse me, their life and their beliefs on. That's the truth. Here's a cool story. Now, I have not fact-checked this for myself, but I trust the guy enough that it's true, and I will. I just haven't gotten around to it because I just watched this video about it yesterday. Jonathan Bear, Mercury's Messenger Astrology. I'll put a link below. This is what the guy says. This is amazing. This is what the guy says how Uranus was found. That only reason why I said it because I'm positive it was Uranus. Either way, it was one of those planets. Because for some reason Neptune's popping in my head. Maybe that was it. But regardless, okay, it was Uranus or Neptune. This is how that planet was discovered. It was discovered by an amateur guy, an amateur astronomer, an amateur telescope user. So you had this average Joe, loved looking at the stars, amateur astronomer, had a telescope, found this planet, went to these supposed smarty pants guys, we'll just call them NASA, basically, right? All the big brilliant scientists and all that stuff at the time. Let's just call them NASA. Went to NASA and said, hey guys, I think I found a planet out there. And guess what happened to him? He was laughed at, scoffed, mocked, all that, what have you. In fact, this is what makes the story even crazier to me. All those NASA scientists, their data supposedly said that there was something out there. Their data even pointed to it, but they couldn't get past themselves. And said, well, nah. I know that really our work says it's there, but we don't believe it. Sorry. And then, eventually, it came to be accepted, and that average Joe nobody was bumped to head of the class. Just like that. So this whole system we have with them is ridiculous. Millions, billions of taxpayer dollars alone it's a fraud. It's a fraud. And we'll see. I really think that this thing's coming. You got too many cards in that Illuminati deck that have come true. You got too much predictive programming. You have in history all over so many different times where they say this has happened. You got a bunch of hieroglyph stories, whether it's written in stone, whether it's written in a drawing, a painting, a song. Every culture from around the world all talks about a cataclysm that involves something like this taking place, even the Bible itself. And I'm telling you what I'm really interested in seeing is what happens later this year. Because there's just some part of me that wonders if 2015, was some sort of like 3-year marker with I don't know. Like there's just some weird things that are pointing to later, but we'll know because certain things will happen beforehand. So if September, October, November comes in this year and then that thing hasn't hit, then maybe it'll be 2020, maybe it'll be 2024. Who knows? But I got my eyes on the fall of this year. And I want to show you something else. See this is so strange. Is this asteroid ejecta? Or perhaps it's the nuclear hellfire that we're playing with by shooting things in Syria. This is a painting. I've talked about this guy before, all right? Carl Denninger over here at this market ticker. I've been watching. I just want to say this again because this guy has been doing this so much now. I've been watching this guy for 7 years, and I can't help but notice that this year specifically, this guy started sprinkling in a whole lot of like comments of an asteroid hitting. And this guy's been on the news. He's not very well liked at all, and he doesn't do like actually. Last time I saw him was Fox News was several years ago. But he talks and says a lot of amazing things. This guy writes some really great pieces that the mainstream media they really wouldn't want you to know. The government's included. So I'm still trying to find how he fits into all this, but regardless. All right. It's like it was once every, I don't know, maybe a year. It seemed like I noticed it. Was just one because the first time it happened is like, that's funny you say that because supposedly that's going to happen, and that's a few years ago. And then I started noticing it was about once every few months. And now starting this year, it's like at least maybe once a week it seems like. This guy's peppering this stuff in for months now, out of nowhere. Boy, I don't want to say I don't want to get him in trouble or anything like that because it's not like he said it like this. But he said stuff along the lines of, boy, you know what, Congress needs an asteroid to hit him. Or man, that sure would be funny if an asteroid hit Syria. Or boy, a comet needs to come in and destroy everything. And he's just peppering it in there. And now here's this. This is from just a few days ago. Because his daughter supposedly paints stuff and then he sells it on this website. This one straight up, is that asteroid ejecta? Just really weird how it seems to be picking up speed, and it's like he's pounding it like something's coming. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I just find that really strange that there is a lot of this kind of rhetoric in his posts now. Instead of just saying, I wish those people would just go away, it's, boy, I wish, again, I want to say things the wrong way, but sure it'd be funny if an asteroid hit them. So that's it for today. Don't get why everybody loves NASA. Don't get why they're trusted. They never see anything coming. They're arrogant assholes who the whole thing started by some crazy occultist, to say the least. They don't listen to anybody, and they never see anything coming, and they just have theories. That's all they got. So, if you like my video, like my channel, please check out my band here at dearlybelovedband.com. Please buy or share my music. If you want it for free, by all means, please let me know, and I'll email it to you for free. I got stickers, going to have t-shirts here soon. If you want a sticker or a t-shirt, all I need is a mailing address and a size. That's it. But if you love to donate, that'd be great. So thanks to everyone out there again.